Bow, bow, bow.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Fire Up. Are we fired up tonight or not?
Sure.
Yep.
If that's what you want to call it.
Adam?
Well, my bracket almost got busted with that Duke misery, but I'm doing better. I was doing better towards the end of it. I was like, holy fudge.
Yeah, between Wisconsin and UNC, I'm not off to a good start. So,
Well, UNC was missing a couple of their big players.
yeah, if Duke had lost, I mean,
I would have been done.
yeah, I think pretty much everybody would have been done.
Yeah, I think a lot of
that one scared me.
I got in the car and I turned it on my Sirius as I was working, and I was like, is that score right? 43-34? And then I was just like, what the hell? But I was listening to that Wisconsin game. They blew that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I mean, I didn't watch it. Obviously, I was at work, so probably better that I was at work and not watching it. So
Right, you might have broke your TV. I mean, they had that little kid Martin, and he seemed to be pretty good. I mean, I only got to listen on the radio, so I don't know anything about him. But Samir, did you watch any of it?
I watched like the very end of it, like when it was possible that Duke might lose. I was
No, the Wisconsin game. Sorry,
Wisconsin game. I didn't see it. No.
I was just wondering. Everyone was saying
I was
that Martin
working.
kid was. Everyone said that Martin kid was small, Jeremy, and he was really, really good. And
let's face it, Chase Johnston, the guy that shot the last 2-point shot, it was his only made 2-point shot of the season. He normally is only a 3-point shooter. They normally sit him on the outside, and he has made 68 out of 138 attempts of 3-point field goals this whole season. He's made 1 of 5 2-point shots. That one was those last 11 seconds to go to beat Wisconsin.
1 in 5. That's a number that should ring in your head. Unfortunately, Candy, your team is not very good as the 5 seed.
No, we're awful as the 5 seed.
They've lost 4 in a row now at the 5 seed.
Here's the crazy thing: the 5 seeds are like your mid players of the Power 5 conferences 9 times out of 10. And who do they get beat by? Mid-major conference champions that actually have really good rosters and really good fundamentals. That's what you see most of the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and what I was saying in pre-production is that Wisconsin they played very rocky this year. They played the really good teams really well because they beat Michigan, they beat some of the the ranked teams. But when they're playing teams that weren't ranked, they didn't play good at all. So I was afraid of this game, and I obviously that came true to fruition, unfortunately. But that's why they call it March Madness.
Did you guys see also that McNamara played all 5 guys for almost the whole game except for 10 seconds? He finally subbed someone. I think that was a big key to why whatever that team was that lost to Duke. They didn't have any subs.
Wait, did they just not have enough players? I mean,
I have no idea. McNamara,
I don't know because I didn't start watching until like the very end. I just saw they were up at halftime. I'm like, what's going on there?
The only sub they made, Samir, was 10 seconds left. They put in Jeremy Davis. I think that was his name. But he was all the other guys played the whole game. They didn't come out once, which is why I really think that they struggled down the end.
Because they were running out of gas.
Because they started throwing air balls. They started, from what I was listening to, I mean, obviously I was working, delivering heavy ass shit today, but yeah. But yeah, the McNamara ran 5 guys, almost a full full.
Duke only ran 7.
Well, they had to. They had to keep their. Well, they don't have half their team either. They have 2 major guys out, their center and their point guard, and I think they're supposed to get their point guard back possibly not the end of this weekend, but next weekend, and then their center back could be back for the Final Four if they make it that far. Is that correct?
That could be. Yeah, I'm not. That I don't know. Let's see. Does it say?
Obviously, don't follow Duke anymore, huh?
Yeah, no.
Anymore because they're not in our division. Oh yeah, they are. WBC. But a lot of people thought UNC was going to lose tonight too.
They got close to falling off of their bracket too.
83-78, I think the final was.
It was. Let's see.
Did you guys not pay attention to any basketball today?
Time.
Look at me. One day I pay attention to basketball, and everyone's looking at me like, "What the hell's going on here?"
Who are you, and what have you done with Abum?
Michigan took care of what they needed to. Texas A&M beat St. Mary's. That's a 10 beating a 7.
Is that really an upset in your guys?
Yes and no. It's not as big as like 12 versus 5.
Right.
What about
what are
Texas
we doing? We are
BYU?
Keaton Kaufman. We are talking about the NCAA tournament.
Texas was an 11 seed. They beat BYU, which is a 6 seed. So
that was kind of big, but I expected it.
Yeah.
Texas A&M's a good team.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good evening, Michael.
Good evening.
I have to say it in the way I love to say it. Overrated State lost today to TCU, and I picked that. What do you think? Wait a minute. I want to read it. My bracket is more busted than my bank account due to the PTSD I get from Jeremy's Shuffle Shuffle and the song he plays every single day.
How is your bracket busted? Who did you pick winning it?
He probably had North Carolina going all the way to Duke.
I picked Duke to win it.
I
picked Michigan to win it over Duke.
I have Duke and Michigan in the final. So, Jeremy, we might be coming down the final blows here. I'm sure me and you are. I know Rich told me today. I finally asked him. He has Arizona.
And then South Florida almost beat Louisville.
That was a close game.
I picked South Florida to win because South Florida has a really good defense and fundamentally sound offense with really good shooters. And it didn't really break me because I only had the team going so far either way, like the field of 32, and then they'd be out.
I had McNeese. I had McNeese playing Troy, so I lost a couple points in those 2 games.
Earl, good to see you.
Earl, nice seeing you today, sir.
Yes.
I really hope it don't get cold because this is gonna suck.
Well, hello, Levi.
Hello, Levy.
So, World Baseball Classic.
Man.
Well, great game.
Great game. But
yeah.
How many more times do we got to see Aaron Judge fail in the biggest moment on whatever team he's on?
Oh,
he does it in the World Series. He does it in the WBC.
Yeah, well, speaking of New York teams, I think a big reason on what cost the U.S. that series is number one, their lack of pitching. You had Nolan McLean out there who came in the middle of last year, so he's a rookie, first off, so he doesn't have the experience. Second off, I don't know why you would trust any New York Met in any big moment like that. So, I mean, fitting, but also I wanted to say it was a full circle moment specifically for Ronald Acuna Jr. And for those who may have forgotten, 2021, was the year in which he had his initial ACL tear. It was his left ACL. He was going after a fly ball in right field, fell on the turf in the stadium, tore his ACL. So 2021, in that same field 4 years later, he ends up winning the World Baseball Classic for his country in the same stadium. So full circle moment there. And then I wanted to start off or continue on by talking about the way Mark DeRosa managed in that ninth inning. You have Mason Miller as your best bullpen arm. Why is he not out there in the ninth inning?
Mm-hmm. But I think if you talk full circle moments, you got to talk about Miguel Cabrera, because he was in the previous 5 WBCs, lost all of them, was coaching for Team Venezuela, and finally got his ring. So I think you got to talk a little bit about him.
I think you got to feel good for you Suarez.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And how about the ratings? Did you guys hear the World Baseball Classic Championship game was seen by 10,784,000 viewers on Fox and Fox Deportes, nearly doubled the 5.4 million who watched Japan defeat the Americans in the 2023 final. In fact, Tuesday night's game drew an average of 10.2 million viewers on Fox, the network said Thursday, which more than doubled the last time. And it was higher than each of the first 4 games of the 2023 World Series between Texas and Arizona.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I was wondering, do you think the given how successful it's been and how good the ratings have been, should the World Baseball Classic be something that happens annually, or should they just keep it every 3 years? Because if you do it every year, it would lose its uniqueness.
I think that's exactly it. It's kind of like the Olympics. It's kind of like any of the World Cup. All of that. It's that type of thing where it doesn't happen all the time. If they did it every year, how many more players would we actually see get injured from the extra games where they're playing harder than they do in the preseason? You know, usually the guys that play the hardest are the guys that are in a contract year or young guys trying to make a roster.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I'd want them doing the extra 4 to 5 games a year on a yearly basis.
My question is do we think that there would have been a difference if Skubal would have stayed and pitched in that final game?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and one of the things that the USA manager said is that his hands were so tied with how he had to cut people off because they didn't want to pitch too much because it's so early in the season. And then it's the start of, Major League Baseball next week. Do we think that played a big role?
I think so. I mean, somewhat.
I don't. I mean, these guys were playing to bring a trophy back to the States. And not all year, whenever they play these guys, they're going to congratulate them. But at the same time, they're going to go, they beat us.
Yeah, but a lot of the pitchers were on a pitch count.
Earl, just to let you know, I just haven't changed my background yet. All my Steelers jerseys, well, some of them are sitting over there. I kind of went with the World Series MVPs behind me today. I got Seager behind me and then Freeman somewhere.
I don't. Skubal didn't hit. They only gave up, 3 runs. If you can't score more than 4 runs with that lineup, you don't deserve to win, in my opinion.
Is that what IMO means?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I never knew that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is World Baseball Classic, is it the right timing? Should they move it back a week? Do they move back the regular season back a week? Do they change it up? Do they, did they change it? I think someone said, I don't remember who it was. They talked about playing all the early rounds and then that last game playing it like instead of the All-Star game or during All-Star week?
I had heard something about that where somebody suggested like making it a 3-week break at the All-Star break instead of a 1-week break, and having like the semifinals be before the All-Star game, and then the WBC the next week. That way they would get 5 days of rest at least between each game. But the problem with that is there's only 190. That was this year, which was the most that's ever played. 190 players out of the MLB. So if you break that down off of 30 teams and divide it to that's 6 players per team that's playing in it worldwide. What about the other 22 guys on that roster that have to sit and wait for 3 weeks to play again, where your muscles tighten, you're not practicing as much, you're doing all that time off? You'll have more soft tissue injuries.
Yeah, I think that's why, I mean, personally, I kind of think maybe it shouldn't be so close to the regular season, especially if you're a pitcher. Maybe you move it back a couple of weeks, maybe a month.
Could you imagine them playing late in November now for the World Series?
Yeah, that's why that doesn't work either. It's actually perfect right where it is.
I mean, like right after the Super Bowl, you could start it then.
That's what
then you would only be hosting maybe in Miami, San Antonio, the southern parts of New Mexico, Arizona, and California.
Yeah.
You'd never have it hosted anywhere in the Midwest. You'd never have it hosted because of winter.
Mm.
That's the problem with going in February with it.
Isn't this thing only played in warm weather, it seems? Or you could play it inside. I mean, you could play it where?
Anywhere where there's a dome.
The Brewers in I think an open close roof.
Right. Right.
I mean, I mentioned last time making it before the Super Bowl, like starting it then. That way, it rolls right into spring training. That way, these guys are done right when spring training starts. But that doesn't give these guys anyone to practice against, because the Pirates or Detroit, didn't one of our two teams play the team, Germ?
Which one?
Didn't one of our two teams play the international team or the World Baseball Classic team? I think the Pirates played Venezuela.
Yeah, it could have been or something like that.
Something like that. But I mean,
Venezuela played one. Great Britain. All the teams played one prior to the WBC playing. At least all the main ones did. Japan, Korea, Great Britain, Italy, U.S. We didn't have to, because all of our guys are in the MLB.
Right.
Very few were coming out of college or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're never going to have a right answer. There's going to be a debate every time, no matter what.
Yep.
Right.
I think it's perfect where it's at. The only thing you might want to do, instead of having the semifinal and the final games being so close together, just so you could get the best of everybody, the best pitcher, maybe push it back another day or two, just 2 days. It wouldn't push back the opening day of the season at all. It wouldn't hurt, because they're already missing spring training, but they're actually playing games and training with their WBC teams.
What would you guys think of putting the final game as like a best out of 3 series?
No, I think
it'd be too much.
I think you want to reduce the number of games. Well, I mean, not reduce, but you don't want to add more games, especially right before the season.
Right.
I gotcha. I don't know. I kind of like having more of a series, though, but
every team could have one bad game, right, Candy?
Right.
Or it could be a 2-0 sweep.
Let's face it, the World Series isn't one game.
Nope.
In baseball, so I don't know. We don't have the answers, obviously, but
But that's why we're here
Nobody
to
does.
talk about it.
Exactly. But it's fun to talk about it.
It's always
What-
fun to talk about.
I have an awkward question. Did you guys fill out brackets?
Yeah,
I did not.
Okay, so Tuesday night on my show, they wanted to talk about their Final Four, but when I hit competition mode, I don't want to know everyone's Final Four until it officially starts, so people can't steal other picks. So I didn't talk. I literally fought for not talking about it on Tuesday night, huh, Jerm?
Oh yeah.
And I might have pissed some people off, but I feel that in competition, you don't want to know your opponent's.
Right.
Oh,
So I don't know if I was in the right or wrong about this, but I felt I was in the right, obviously.
I agreed with you. I didn't want to talk brackets with people that I was going to be bracket busting with.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, say we
And-
were ready to go into the show, and all of a sudden, we start talking about brackets, but it don't start for 2 days.
And
And we're
lo
all
and
in the
behold, there was one thing I did get right. The
What's
only
that?
player that Michigan was missing was LJ Kaysen. All the other guys that he was talking about being hurt, they played today.
Oh, for Michigan?
Yeah. Dylan was like, well, they got 4 guys out. I said, they got 4 guys out that has been out for 2 weeks, and 2 or 3 of them are due back to be back for this. So I said, the one guy's got a season-ending injury. That's it. That was LJ Kaysen. You know, you don't know what you're talking about. Remember,
You're not from Detroit, Jeremy. What are you talking about?
right, right. I'm not from this area. I don't have Chris Ballas as a friend on Facebook.
Right.
And anybody that knows about the Wolverines knows who Chris Ballas is, because he's been running the Michigan Wolverines Insider website and magazine now for 10 years.
So, Samir, are you keeping an eye on that Georgia St. Louis game? You look like you were watching something.
I was checking the NBA scores actually. But I was score watching that, and I was kind of flipping between that and the March Madness games. But
I know Luka came back tonight.
yep, they're beating the Heat right now. I know that.
They were
See,
losing.
look, I paid attention. I paid
a good
attention
part
to
of that
basketball
game.
today. I paid attention to some basketball today. You guys should be happy.
I am proud of you.
Usually,
you paying attention to basketball is kind of
scary.
concerning.
Oh, shit.
Wow. Well, I can officially say that Scott got to interview Don Mattingly this past weekend.
I saw
get
that.
him.
Proud of him.
How was that?
It was good. It
He
was
needs
good.
to come on here and talk about that. What the hell?
I know. He said he'd be here next week. Last night he did 3 shows, and he went to the doctor, and I think it was just too much. And then he did 1 show tonight, and he's gassed. So he said he'd be on here next week, though. So, but yeah, and we're hoping to cover 2
right.
more.
I don't. You guys don't know this, but I have a guy named Jamie on my team. Okay, and he always podcasts like he's Mr. Wilson. You only ever see like from here to here. So every time Michael talks, that's what he's talking about.
Yeah,
Now I will yell at Jamie and tell him to fix his camera.
What's funny is if he sits up, I think he's using that split screen feature on his phone, and he's actually watching a game.
He does it on a laptop.
Then there's no excuse.
That's because you can see it whenever he flips it. He moves it. So that's why Michael keeps saying the references.
Mm-hmm.
I love Jamie, but I don't know how to fix it because
you got to do it every week.
Yeah,
Definitely.
And sometimes 4 times a show.
Yeah. And Candy, I was going to say that I saw Scott was in Newport for the Brave spring training. Did he get to interview anybody?
Let me think. For the Braves, did we get?
Not Newport, North.
He was talking with Walt Weiss.
Okay.
And he talked to Tony Diaz, the infielder coach.
Yeah.
Before the game, and then we went to that was Northport on Saturday. On Sunday, we were at the Phillies. They happened to be playing the Braves again, but this time we got Don Mattingly, and then he got Anthony Sanfilippo, who is from the Philadelphia Sports Media Market too.
Nice.
So he talked to him, and then we're trying to go this weekend to both the Twins game and the Red Sox game. And ironically, Samir, they play Atlanta both of those games. So we'll have seen Atlanta like 4 times this spring, which is kind of funny.
Wait, Atlanta and Philly play each other in exhibition games?
Yeah.
Do they see each other a lot?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So we haven't put those credentials in yet, but we are trying to. We're going to do that. So we're hoping, because that's just a quick 2-hour drive as opposed to going up to Northport's like 3 and Clearwater's more like 4. So that's the difference between spring training down here.
Clearwater. That's by St. Pete, right?
Yes.
That is one of my favorite beaches.
Mm-hmm. It is a very nice beach. Yes. Very nice beach.
I like how you can see out on the Gulf and walk for 50, 60 yards and you only get up to your knees. And I'm not very tall, just to let everyone know. But whenever I say you can walk forever and it only goes up to your knees, it might only go up to your ankles. Who knows?
Depends on how tall you are.
Right. But yeah, that was definitely my favorite side. The Atlantic is just so I don't even want to go back to the Atlantic anymore. I mean, I would, but I'd rather go to the Gulf.
Amen.
Okay. I got you.
The Atlantic side is much colder than the Gulf side as far as water temps.
And the sunsets on that side, so you get a little bit extra beach time.
Yeah.
Unless you're an early riser and you want to see the sun, in the morning as opposed to sunrise instead of sunset.
I'm on vacation. There's no way I'm getting up to see the damn sunrise.
I gotcha.
No, because he's probably not going to bed at 3 a.m., which means waking up before noon is not an option.
Listen, I'd go pass out on the beach before I did anything.
I gotcha.
I haven't been on vacation in 10 plus years.
Yeah.
I get to take one in May.
What were you going to say, Jerm?
I get to take one in May.
A vacation?
Yeah.
Fine, go. What are you doing?
We are going to visit my sister, my niece, my nephew, and my great nephews and nieces in lovely Montana.
Nice.
Hey, they actually had a sci-fi show based on this town. Eureka.
Are you taking your laptop so we can podcast from there?
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
You got your travel mic and all that?
I have a bag to pack it all in. A bag.
Just checking. I could have
Ask Candy. She knows I podcasted the entire time I was at the draft.
Yep. We have a vacation plan, so.
You have vacation planned I don't care. You go to these spring trainings and all that stuff. You have vacation planned. Listen, when you work at something you like, you don't really work.
Yeah.
Amen,
True.
brother.
That is true.
That is true. But I have a full-time job that I need to get a break from, though, too.
Like, you go to the beach. Well, you live right by the beach, so I don't even know if that's a luxury to you anymore.
Not really. Yeah.
Like, do you ever just go to it just to go?
Not really. Not normally, no.
You know what's weird is I went to the beach less when I lived in Tampa, which Tampa Bay has a lot of beach. Right next to it is Clearwater. And I went to the beach less then than when I grew up my entire life in Michigan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, we do go to the beach at times, but not too often. So
I'm sorry, you got to go get that saltwater feeling. You got to get the vibe. It's just an atmosphere thing.
And that's okay. I have a distinct fear of wide open bodies of water. So if it's bigger than one of the inland lakes in Michigan, I probably haven't been in it except maybe Lake Huron.
You wouldn't go in the Gulf?
Didn't. The first day I stepped off the bus and got picked up by my grandmother. We go home, we watch the news, and there was a bull shark attack in Tampa Bay.
Oh.
And the person passed away. I said, yep, that's it. I'm not going in the ocean.
I'll still go. I don't care.
And that they were talking about how many more sharks there were in the Tampa Bay area, and they went over that stretch of clear water where the water's all clear, and they're showing people, and you're seeing sharks swimming between the people. I'm like, yeah, no.
I think when you've been down here long enough, you get to the point where you don't want to swim in the ocean because you don't know what is in the ocean. Whereas you could swim in a swimming pool just as nice. Like, you know what's in there.
That almost got ruined too, because I ended up, when I moved from Tampa to Zephyr Hills, they had to call animal control to get a gator out of the pool.
Yeah, I was going to mention, you hear stories of alligators in swimming pools.
That's why you need,
like, no.
Like, even if you have that full fence up, you're recommended to have, they can, you leave a door open.
Right through, yeah.
Like, but that's your fault. That's your fault if it gets in with the door wide open. That's your fault.
Mm-hmm.
They're so strong, they can push through it.
Look at Motown Mitch eating
yeah,
sharks.
I was going to mention something similar happened, not with the shark, but a bear a few years ago.
A bear, Jesus.
No, but there was this bike trail I used to ride bikes on, me, my dad, and my cousin all the time during COVID. And it was a few years ago. Somebody just spotted a cub bear just walking around in broad daylight. I haven't been back to that trail since.
You can't be scared for everybody.
Well, if there's a cub there, who else is there?
I know. I get it. You got to live a little bit, though.
I get it. Okay, guys. NFL free agency. Who do you like? What do you not like?
Okay. I love what the Raiders are doing. I love certain moves for certain teams. You can say what you want. The Raiders made a lot of moves to help their team.
Mm-hmm.
And they got Max Crosby back.
Yep.
Yeah. You know what's funny is, after that fell through and he got pissed off and said, I'm a Raider for life, he probably looked at the roster that's there as he's at the rehab facility and is like, wait a minute, I'm opposite Kwity Paye now. Wait a minute, we got Nakobe Dean.
Yeah.
Wait, we got a safety. Wait, we got a couple corners. Holy crap, I got teammates on defense. I'm not the defense anymore.
We even got a center and a lineman.
Yeah. And they got a potential number 1 pick quarterback, and they got a number 1 pick quarterback on the way.
I hate that they lost Brisker and Byard, but I love the fact that the Bears got Kobe Bryant. I think that was a very smart move. But that's all they got on defense in the secondary at the safety position right now.
I know Brisker decided to go black and gold, huh?
Yeah. Hey, good move for you.
They also lost Nashawn Wright. That's a big loss.
Nashawn Wright. They lost the other corner too. Who was the other one that they didn't keep?
It was they lost Brisker, they lost Wright, they lost Byard. I think they lost Tremaine Edmonds at linebacker.
Here's the thing: Tremaine Edmonds last year for the Bears had the most missed tackles. And it was kind of like with the Lions. Alex Anzalone, while he was up there in like 3rd or 4th in tackles on the team, he also had the highest missed tackle rate this past season. It looked a lot more like what it did in 2021 with Alex Anzalone. He was okay in coverage. He did this okay. He did that okay. But that's why the run game suffered. Because once Kirby Joseph and Branch went down and we weren't collapsed in the pocket after Aleem McNeil came back, because for some reason they decided to keep Reeder in there instead of Talik Williams. And you can go look at it. Prior to week 9, teams were averaging only 2.7 yards per carry against us with Reeder and Williams in there. Reeder stays in, Aline comes back, and teams start averaging 4.3 yards per carry. That's a big reason why we started losing games. We couldn't stop the run, which allowed other teams to control the time of possession, which is what we used to do.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you, Earl. I'll say
and I was going to say about the Bears. I really thought they were a pass rush away from taking that next step, like being a serious contender, and they still don't have a pass rush, and their defense got worse, so they're not going to have the turnover. They're not going to force turnovers at the rate they did last year. I mean, their defensive line right now is Montez Sweat, Javon Dexter, and as much as I appreciate Grady Jarrett for what he did in Atlanta, I mean, he's 33-year-old Grady Jarrett, who's already had a major knee injury. So, I mean, but speaking of what I like, unfortunately I really like what Carolina did, especially defensively.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Kenny Pickett.
No.
I'll tell you what we are talking about. I think Carolina and the Raiders probably had the best offseason of all the 32 NFL teams.
I think the Steelers had a good offseason.
You had a solid offseason. We don't know what you have in Will Howard yet. You hope he's OSU's Will Howard and not like C.J. Stroud NFL OSU quarterback.
I'll take his first year. I'll take C.J. Stroud's first year.
Yeah, but you already wasted the first year by having.
No, I mean if we're gonna start comparing that, I'll take C.J. Stroud's first year if that's what Will Howard's gonna do in his first year. What is it? What do we get?
You want to know someone you know what you'll know what you have in Kirk Cousins.
Oh, did they sign him?
No, I'm saying. I mean, they could sign Kirk Cousins if Aaron Rodgers doesn't come back. And personally, I think I would almost rather have Kirk Cousins at this point than Aaron Rodgers.
Kirk Cousins looked good for the couple games he came back and started.
Yeah, I know he looked good.
I mean, he definitely. I mean, I think you'll agree with me, Samir. He definitely relived the Kyle Pitts experience.
Yeah, the Kyle Pitts experience against the Bucs. It's something about the Bucs when they play the Bucs.
Yeah, he was on my bench.
I started him that way.
42 points on my bench.
Yeah, but I think in all seriousness, I would actually rather have Kirk at this point than Rodgers.
I know you'd definitely rather have Kirk back than Tua.
I don't know about that.
I know I would.
Not at that price tag. Not at that price tag.
I think this is a great trade for Justin Fields. I'm going to comment on that because he has Andy Reid to really teach him offense more, and he has Patrick Mahomes to learn off of. But I think Andy Reid is going to finally teach Justin Fields how to play football again.
Well, I mean, if Andy Reid can't fix him, and
no one can.
No one can.
I don't think anyone can, anyways. I've said it ever since he was drafted that it was a big mistake, that they'd regret it.
Well, I think one of the issues when he was drafted was Ryan Pace was known for trading draft capital. Like he went through draft capital, always traded up. So keep in mind, they traded their future first-round pick because he was trying to save his job to go and get him. So when Ryan Poles first got there, the Bears didn't have that first-round pick, that early first they could have used on a tackle or another receiver or whomever to help him out.
Michael, this is my grunt style sweatshirt. It just says Patriots on the front, grunt style on the side, and then on the back it says 0 fucks given.
Hey, I like that.
I know we're not allowed to swear on the show, but guess what?
I know.
Pick one.
I heard a G though. I didn't hear a CK. I heard a G.
Yeah. I heard fudge. I heard fudge. Like the.
Sorry, I tried to cover it. Didn't work.
Pick one movie.
Pick one.
Next year.
Look, everyone knows I have it.
Right now, I'd be going Bryce Young.
I don't know yet. I think I need to see one more year of each one. Like, who's the real? Like, I want to know who's the real CJ Stroud. Is it rookie CJ Stroud, or is it CJ Stroud from the past 2 years?
He's already gone through 2 offensive coordinators. He's not on a good track.
They're kind of going in opposite directions. Bryce Young looked like a bust.
I meant CJ Stroud. I was talking about CJ Stroud already gone through a couple offense coordinators.
Yeah, I know. I'm talking about Bryce Young now. Like,
see, and that's why I never judge off of a rookie year. I never, ever judge off of a rookie year. CJ Stroud's rookie year looked like the second coming of Andrew Luck.
Mm-hmm. And then Bryce Young, he looked like.
Well,
he looked like Ryan Leaf. He looked like Ryan Leaf.
Well, keep in mind, he had a horrible team then.
Yes.
It's going to be like watching Malik Willis this year.
Oh my God, that's somebody who lost this year.
Yeah, he better off staying the backup in Green Bay.
And the only reason he's not crying
because he's
is
making
that
all
60
that
million. That 60 million he's getting does not get state tax or jock tax.
Yeah, getting that 60 million, and you get to live in South Beach. I mean, say less.
And then you get to watch the Dolphins pay for all the players they just traded and gave away. Pay for them. What do they got? 107? Didn't we say 175 million in dead cap term?
When it's all said and done, because there is ones that have not been added up yet, and that's what everybody forgets. That the toll is not being taken yet.
It's horrible.
I guess on the bright side, they have like 7 picks in the top 100.
Yeah,
so clearly they're building for the future.
Good for them.
Earl, I don't know where Kirk Cousins is going to end up.
I think Jets or Pittsburgh. It seems like Arizona wants to start Brissett, so I think Jets is an option. Pittsburgh. I have seen rumors about the Raiders. Maybe they don't want Mendoza to start day one. They'll start Kirk for a little bit, then halfway through the year they'll make that change. I mean, I don't see that.
Like that. I don't like that at all, Samir. Do you like that?
With the number one pick, no,
you
not really.
Need to be ready for NFL play if you're the number one pick.
Heisman winner, yeah. And I think you consider all the investments they made in building that team around them and what's already there. I mean, yeah, I don't see him sitting. I don't see you drafting a player, quarterback number one, to sit.
Yeah, Mendoza won't sit.
I mean, what if Mendoza doesn't live up to the hype? He had one good year.
Well, then.
He had one good team and one good coach.
Right.
You got to look at it that way, too. It's not just about him. It's about the situation he was in. Did he have anything close to what he had in Indiana at Jackson State? He had 3 of those players that transferred with him. And it was the best 3. They all showed out there for Indiana. Plus the fact that Aiden Fisher had been there developing into one of the best linebackers in NCAA. All of that, all accumulated to what they were able to do.
Right. I mean, I'm still not sold on him, obviously.
I'm not sold on him, but in a year where everybody else compared to him is kind of booty cheeks.
All right.
I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, but in the first round, there is no quarterback I would pick other than Mendoza. I don't know if I'd take him first overall, but I know that he's the only one I would give a first round grade to this year.
I mean,
Earl, I definitely want Will Howard and what's up, Yinzer?
Oh, I got to do it. Yinzer's here? It's about time. This is just for Yinzer because he calls us jackwagons.
Give Will Howard, Andy? I don't know. I mean, I just don't know.
It's a Pittsburgh thing. Adam will get it.
Oh, Candy has to put it on the screen.
Yeah. It's our announcement for I want Will Howard to be the man in Pittsburgh. So does Adam McNally. So does everybody else.
It's time.
Well, I mean, or how about this? If you are the Steelers and you kind of want to try to put your chips forward, do you call the 49ers and send a second for Mac Jones?
I don't understand why they didn't send a fourth for Jalen Waddle.
Well, it was a first and a fourth.
It was a late first, but yeah, I mean, could you imagine Waddle, Pittman, and Metcalf?
The thing is the Bills were the one that was shooting to get him first, and they were the highest bidder for the first few days that after Jalen Waddle was announced that being on the trade block. But it was a second and a fifth. So they decided, fine, we'll one up you on both of them. We're going to go a first and a fourth.
Which is a great move for Denver.
Well, and then obviously they're not going to want to trade him. They'd be less inclined to trade him in the division.
Right.
Yeah, but Adam, as I was asking, you wouldn't send a second for Mac Jones?
I would.
Yeah.
But I don't know if the Niners want to give him up with Purdy's injuries.
Yeah, but I mean, how often do you get offered a second for your backup quarterback? That's kind of how you have to look at it.
Kyle Shanahan already said he was only going to sell him like really, really high.
Yeah. Well, I mean, no one's giving up a first for a backup. I mean, right now, I think there are quite a few teams he could start on, but as of right now, he's a backup. So if you get offered a second for a backup, you take that 10 times out of 10.
I don't think San Francisco would, because they got offered a second last year at the deadline for Mac Jones, and they turned it down.
By who?
That was a rumor. I don't remember anybody doing that.
Was it a rumor? I thought it was some truth.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I heard there were like 6, 7 teams interested in Mac Jones.
Well, I mean, again, if you, because right now, whether it's Will Howard or Kirk, I think Will Howard at his best, and right now Kirk, I don't think that or Kirk, one of those two, I don't think that changes the trajectory for Pittsburgh. What they've been, it's a 9-10 wins, one and done. But if you get Mac Jones, I think Mac Jones can win you a playoff game, maybe 2. I mean, you've got the weapons. The offensive line, I think, is good enough.
I think we still need one more wide receiver. Someone typed up there that they, I think Ginzer typed it. I think we're still going after wide receiver in this first round as well.
I think you should go. I think you should finish off your O-line myself.
Our O-line's very young still.
Because how old is TJ Watt? Is 30, 31 now? So realistically, how many years of prime TJ Watt do you have left? So you kind of want to make the most
question. This is the thing the Steelers do. They, like last year, they signed all those veteran quarterbacks, all those they went out and signed all the veterans, and it showed towards the end. Like it looked like they were lagging a little bit. I mean, that the playoff game came, they were alive, but I mean, they didn't look like they were top tier playing.
Like my thing is, I just realized TJ Watt's never won a playoff game.
Nope.
And he's 31 now, so maybe he has 2 or 3 years of elite play left. So, I mean, if you've got to send a first for Mac Jones to try, and if that's your best shot you have at maybe winning up, making a run, because the division is definitely gettable. I think, like the state of the division, I think it's definitely gettable for Pittsburgh. And you would do it.
Red Wings pulled it off versus the Canadians. They were down 1-0 at the beginning of the third. They won 3-1.
Sweet. I don't know. I like Mac Jones. For my dynasty purposes, I'd be okay with it, but I don't know if the Steelers are going to do it. I really think they want Will Howard or Aaron Rodgers. I mean, that's what it looks like.
Oh,
I know. I said 0-2. Don't worry about it. But Omar Khan did say the door is still wide open, but please set a date.
See, Luka had 60 tonight,
and they said he was available to play, and apparently he is available to play.
So, Candy, what's going on in your world for the Packers? I heard you got 3 number 2s on your roster for quarterback.
Do we? I haven't been.
Oh, I'm sorry. I accidentally included Love as a QB2.
Thanks. Thanks. Much love. How do we feel about Wentz returning to the Vikings?
I think that means that JJ McCarthy is QB3 this year. And I find it hilarious.
I mean, he never should have been taken in the first round anyway.
Well, especially after you heard at the end of your presser when they drafted him that Kwesi said he drafted him off of his college PFF score. What?
That makes that. I mean, I guess that's why he's out of a job now.
Yeah, exactly. He drafted him off his PFF score. Do you know what the problem with PFF and quarterbacks are?
Best friend.
If you are a running quarterback,
you have a higher score.
Rush it all, you get a higher score than a guy that passes 20 yards down the field accurately.
That's weird.
PFF, I have found, and I don't know if anybody else has, when you look at their scores after a game, the most consistent ones are trench play on both sides of the ball. It's like they get that right in how they rank them. You get outside of that, and the further you get away from where the ball is at, the worse they get. Tight ends, I don't know how they rank them because they got guys with a PFF score that's off the charts. And I was like, this guy had 20 catches and 300 yards and a touchdown. What is this?
Blocking, maybe, Jerm?
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. You know what I mean?
I don't know anything about this.
Now, I will say we also are hopefully going to be going. Monday is the Hurricanes Pro Day. So hopefully we'll be going down there for that.
I only want to know 2 things because I know how they work on the field. When you go, I just want to know the 40 times for Ruben Bain Jr. and Akeem Messador.
Then my Pitt Panthers beat your Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets today. Baseball.
I don't know. Actually, did they?
I don't know. I just saw
smiling. He's like, I don't know. Did they?
They probably did. Pitt's not very Pitt. I don't know. Georgia. Samir, I'm gonna find my Georgia Tech hat one of these days. I have like 6 of them.
Really?
Yeah, I have a Tech basketball jersey. I'll hang it up next week. It's from the 90s.
They played Auburn in baseball today and they lost.
Oh, my computer. I don't know. Maybe it's the 25th. I don't know. ACC play did start though.
They play this weekend at Pitt. Well, it's starting tomorrow.
What else you guys want to talk about in the sports world? Anything NBA, anything?
We can talk about the Eastern Conference. I think the Eastern Conference is
shit. I didn't pay that close attention. Shit, I'm out.
Yeah, I was going to say that the Eastern Conference might be back. Like, I think it's as good as it's been in a long time. Where, like,
what I can say is, if you look at it for who's the playoff teams in the East and the West, the East is a lot more bunched together. There's not as much room from top to bottom as there is over there in the West. The bottom West team is so far out of it, they can barely move up to the next spot.
Yeah, and it's ironic because
that's got to be the New Orleans Pelicans
is in the West. But
it's got to be the Pelicans. It's got to be.
Like, realistically, next year, you could have 12 teams, 12 out of the 15 teams, provided the Nets are still bad. You've got the Bulls who are rebuilding, and provided the Bucks do trade Giannis, you could have 12 teams in there that might be trying to get 8 spots.
I have been watching a lot of Insta. Is that what that is? Instagram? I don't know. But a lot of these people are all discovering like how Jordan played, and they're all like, he's way better than LeBron.
Duh. That's what all of us old heads want to say.
So guys, let's see if you. I'm gonna test your knowledge here.
Oh shit!
No,
Here we
no, come on now. I want you to see if you can come up with the top 10 best draft picks in NFL history, Super Bowl era.
Gotta go like in any order or no particular order.
Yeah, you can whatever order.
All right. So so in no particular order, I think you have to have Lawrence Taylor on there. You have to have Tom Brady.
I say Tom Brady has to be number 1.
Yeah, Tom Brady, Lawrence Taylor, Jerry Rice,
Joe Montana,
Dion. Did you put Dion in there or no?
It's questionable.
Questionable. You have to have Ray Lewis on there.
So you guys got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 8.
Ed Reed.
Okay, he's not on the list, but okay.
He should be on there. Jim Brown.
Nope.
He did play into this. Nope, he didn't make it. Okay.
What about Ray? What about Ray Lewis?
We already said him.
Said Ray Lewis.
Yep.
Aaron
Donald.
Donald.
Charles Woodson.
No, he did not. Neither of them made the list.
Wow. Let me think.
What about
I
Curtis
thought that
Martin?
he was a Jet. He never played in the Super Bowl.
She said in the Super. She said in the Super. What do you mean? He didn't.
Hey, I think Super Bowls are included in this. Roger Staubach.
Wait, yes, he did. He played in the Super Bowl with
He's on the list.
Roger Staubach on the list.
Yeah,
Yes.
Curtis Martin. Didn't he play in the Super Bowl with New England?
No.
How about Reggie White?
No.
Randy Moss. The ends are saying Randy Moss.
Warren Sapp or Randy Moss? No. John Lynch? No.
Oh.
Keyshawn Johnson?
What about Terry Bradshaw?
How about Peyton Manning? Because
Jack Lambert.
And exceeded expectations there. Peyton Manning?
Nope.
Jack Lambert?
Nope. You guys are missing 3 of them. Number 7, number 9, and number 10.
Can we get some help?
I will say one of them.
70 years here.
Orlando Pace.
One of them is a Packer. One of them is a Bear, and the other
Aaron
one
Rodgers.
Yeah,
Brett Favre.
Nope, Brett Favre. No, he wasn't a pick. He wasn't a pick.
Brett Favre.
It has to be Devontae Adams then.
No. Go back further.
Sterling Sharp.
Bart Starr.
Bart Starr.
Okay.
He was Super Bowl era, or was he before?
What about Walter Payton?
Won the first 2 Super Bowls. So yes.
No,
Walter Payton. No.
What's one of the other teams?
Nowitzki.
Chicago.
Ray Nowitzki.
Oh.
Let me think. Chicago.
William. Mike Ditka. No. Mike Singletary. Richard Dent.
Ryan Urlacher.
Okay, Richard Dent.
And then the last one is number 10 is a Bronco.
Oh,
John Elway.
John Elway. No, he was drafted by the
Terrell Davis.
I was going Terrell Davis.
Terrell Davis.
I must have jinxed, and I was like, wait, I missed that.
Wait, I thought Terrell Davis was undrafted.
He was drafted in the 6th round, 196 in 1995. So I'll go the list 1 through 10. It was Tom Brady. He was taken with the 199th pick. Joe Montana was taken with the 82nd pick. Lawrence Taylor was taken with the 2nd pick. Jerry Rice with the 16th pick. Shannon Sharp with 192nd pick. Roger Staubach, 129th pick. Bart Starr, the 200th pick. Ray Lewis, the 26th pick. Richard Dent, 203rd pick. Terrell Davis, 196th pick.
If Miami didn't show up to watch the other guy and then saw Ray Lewis play, would have Ray Lewis still got noticed? Because he wasn't being looked at by anyone. He got looked at by Miami by total accident.
Oh, no. Look at all these people. Look at all these. I like the interaction here. People putting names up there.
Ray Neischke. Wow, that's a throwback.
That
said
is.
Nowitzki. I
But
thought
he
that
didn't-
was the Bear personally. Wait, he's the Packer, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna say the one Packer that you wouldn't see up there for best in the Super Bowl era is Tony Mandarich.
Well, I started thinking Sterling Sharp too.
for Candy, Tony Mandarich is the equivalent of my Terry Fair pick. And the reason why I say that, in the 1998 draft, when we picked Terry Fair, the very next pick, Minnesota pick, was Randy Moss.
Yeah, I know a bunch of teams passed on Randy Moss that year.
All because of weed.
All because of his record.
No, it was weed. Had nothing to do with the record. It all had to do with the fact he smoked weed, and it was illegal then, and nobody wanted to be around it back then because that was when it was still taboo.
Who picked before Minnesota and didn't take Justin Jefferson?
The Eagles, they picked Jalen Reagor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There was another wide receiver that was picked before that, though. Who was the other one?
Are you in Pittsburgh, girl? I don't even know where you're from.
They picked Henry Ruggs that year.
Yeah, Raiders took. Think about that one.
And
That's
then,
even wow.
And then what we did next year, I don't know, it's probably not as bad considering he's an All-Pro and a Pro Bowler, but we picked to start our rebuild Kyle Pitts, 4th overall to start a rebuild, and then you look at the guys that went like Jamar Chase, like you saw what Justin Jefferson was. Jamar Chase was the wide receiver 2 on the LSU team. Look at that, Jamar Chase, Nate Sewell.
We talked. Remember, you weren't here that week when we were talking about Lexington, Kentucky, but Earl is actually.
I was here because Earl invited these two to stay at their house.
And then I told him that I actually used to live down there, and I got invited too.
Earl, maybe we could go to a Cincinnati Steeler game. That way, it's halfway.
Yeah, he was having a breakout year that his second year as well before that
game-winning touchdown against the Steelers that year.
Yeah, I remember that.
And he gets out this year, right? He's up for parole this year.
He gets out this year and next year.
And he's still on Dynasty. He's still in Dynasty. If you look up his name, he's still in the Dynasty leagues. You could pick him up if you wanted
to. His parole hearing is in just before camps break, so I think it's in May.
But will he get signed?
No.
Well, here's the crazy thing.
He's still under the Raiders. He's still under the Raiders, right, Jeremy?
No, they cut him.
Nope, they cut him. Here's the crazy thing about it. The parole board already said if he gets paroled, they're signing the extension for him to come back and play in the NFL so he can leave the state while on felony probation or parole. They already signed that exemption for him.
I mean,
but he still has to make parole.
I still doubt a team would pick him up. Maybe he gets a shot in the XFL, but I don't see an NFL team picking him up.
Seeing how there's no expansion team in Salt Lake City, so he can go to a Mormon area where there's almost no bars, I don't think he gets picked up either. That's for you, Yinzer.
Saying someone's going to sign him.
Yeah, I mean, I think from if it was strictly a football standpoint, I think there's a decent chance because he's only 25, 26 right now.
He's tall.
He'll be 20. He's 26 and going to be 27.
Yeah.
And he's
how in shape is he though?
Well, there was a picture. One of his when his girlfriend that was with him in the vehicle went to visit him. There was like a workout thing and he was working out. He's actually buff compared to what he was. He's not the spindly kid he looked like when he got out of college.
Earl, if I made it through Cleveland all these times, I think I'll be all right in Cincinnati.
That's actually somebody who needs them.
And I know Chris Henry's
Cincinnati,
mom.
or I mean, Cleveland even. They need weapons. Jerry Jeudy has had a good year, but he ain't great.
He ain't great at all. No, I completely agree.
If you put Ruggs and his speed on that roster, and if he's able to keep his head down and do his job and stay out of trouble, that would actually probably be a good fit for him.
I mean, look, I'll be honest. We need some wide receiver help, but I doubt, even if it was a chance, I doubt the organization wants to deal with that right now, given what they've already got going on. So.
Considering what just happened with James Pierce, they're going to stay away from somebody with legal troubles like the plague. That's what's going to happen there.
Yeah.
And they'll probably be stricter with character tests with players coming out of college from here on out too.
Yeah, I mean, they already were after what happened with years ago with Michael Vick. That's why part of why they've passed on guys in previous years. That's why I was honestly surprised when they drafted him. But yeah, Ruggs is like a cross between Calvin Johnson and Cyrus. I remember he was great when he was at Alabama. I remember that when he was at Alabama.
If he would have had a quarterback he had Derek Carr, but if he would have had a little bit better of a quarterback, he would have been awesome in the NFL.
If you remember right, he had 1,000 yards his second year.
It's all they had.
Or he was on track to have 1,000 yards. He was at like 500 yards or something like that through
in 5 games in the third year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember him catching that game-winning touchdown against the Steelers in overtime, and I was just like, this guy's good.
I just remember that Hail Mary against the Jets.
Everybody gets a Hail Mary versus the Jets. It's the Jets.
Hail Mary with the 1-6.
So after Texas beat BYU, there are 234 winless brackets left out of 26.6 million.
How many?
234 winless brackets.
In other words, they didn't pick a single game right.
Correct.
Wow.
I didn't even realize that was possible.
Those are busted brackets. Yes, 100%. You know what that is?
Even if you pick somebody that said
that was probably Ohio State fans. All 236 of them.
Like I have no idea how that's even possible.
Thank you, TCU, for proving what I said going into this, that they are overrated state university in basketball as well as football.
I like Ohio State, Jerm, so I'm not going to argue today. You got bragging rights today, boy.
The bragging rights started as soon as they lost.
Samir, what's happening in your town?
So obviously the Braves season is around the corner. If you were to ask me last year what part of the roster I felt the best about and what part concerned me, I would tell you the starting pitching I felt best about and the bullpen was the concern. It's the opposite this year. This is probably the most confident I felt in the bullpen in a couple of years, but the starting pitching, our top three, you have Chris Sale, Ronaldo Lopez, and Spencer Strider. All three of them have lengthy injury concerns in history. Then you've got Bryce Elder as our fourth starter. You're either getting 6 innings, 2 earned runs, or 2 innings, 6 earned runs. There's almost no in between there. And then we might have potentially 2 rookies for that fifth spot. There's Didier Fuentes, who's 20, pitched a little bit last year. He had some potential, but I do think he needs at least another year in AAA. Then you've got J.R. Ritchie, who I think at this point is probably the most ready between the two, between our pitching prospects. So I think he might get some time in the majors definitely this season. And how about the Atlanta Hawks? 11-game win streak. It is their largest win streak since the famous 60-win season in 2015.
So this sounds totally unexpected there.
Oh, definitely. Given like 2 months ago, the Hawks franchise had hit rock bottom, basically. This was even, and say what you want about the schedule, and who we've beaten, this team, that team. You play the schedule in front of you, and regardless of what you want to say, an 11-game win streak is nonetheless impressive. And the Heat lost to the Lakers tonight, and
I know that's why you're paying attention to it.
And the Hornets beat the Magic. So as a result,
teams above you, right?
Yeah, believe it or not, they are now in the 6th seed. They're in the 6th seed in the East, which seemed unfathomable just a month ago. Jalen Johnson has definitely taken that step from being an all-star player, not just being an all-star player, to being a potential franchise player.
I like Jalen Johnson.
Yeah, Jonathan Kuminga, when he's played, he's been solid for us. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, in my opinion, he's the most improved player in the NBA. And depending on where the highest of that Milwaukee, New Orleans pick ends up, and you've got Dyson Daniels, who's having another first-team all-defense worthy season. So given where that New Orleans pick ends up, or Milwaukee, the highest between those two, things get interesting. I think you've got to come away with another center this offseason. So even with that, they still might not even make it out of the play-in. That's how good the East has been as of lately. Yeah. So that's it for my town.
Jeremy, what's up in your town?
Well, the worst thing that could have happened to the Pistons happened, but luckily it's the least serious of injuries. What it is to Cade Cunningham. He has a punctured lung that he suffered on Tuesday. It was the lowest grade of it, and they're saying that he could be back as soon as 2 weeks. It'll be reevaluated then. If not, he won't miss the playoffs. He'll be back within a month. So huge sigh of relief here in Detroit. But when you're only ahead by 5 games in the East, we needed the win and we got it tonight. Hallelujah. Granted, it was the Wizards again. And considering the Wizards were at our house and that's who injured us, I don't remember the name of the player, but when I heard it described on how it happened, it was a loose ball foul, and they said it was unintentional, but the way the announcer said it, he said it looked like he tried to side suplex him, and he landed on his elbow, and his elbow pushed his rib into his lung.
That sucks.
That's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, we are 6 days away from opening day? Isn't it next Wednesday? Giants hosting the Yankees. I'd say it the way I do in my sports chats, but that isn't proper for a published broadcast.
Gotcha.
Anything else going on in Detroit? Nothing?
We've signed quite a few free agents this week. I couldn't believe it. We found our replacement for Khalif Raymond, whose numbers dipped last year, but was still effective in returning the kicks and
his name's
returning the punts. No. We picked up Greg Dortch, a guy that's been at the Cardinals with Fetzing the last 3 years, averaging over 24 yards per return in kick return and 8.9 yards in punt returns. He also has 4 returns for touchdowns in his career of 8 years, who started as an undrafted free agent and worked his way onto a roster. His second year in, when nobody picked him up before the draft, his agent called him up and suggested that he takes a job in the UFL. Guess what he told him? You're fired. Because he got a phone call from a GM while he was, and the GM's name came up on his phone while he was talking to the agent. And he never looked back. And last year was probably his best receiving year, with a down year out of MHJ. Everybody said Marvin Harrison Jr. was going to be this great wide receiver out of Ohio State. I think it had more to do with his lineage and the way he played at Ohio State, but you never really saw it with Arizona. He started out good, but it started to fall off his rookie season, and that continued in a sophomore slump. Hopefully he can bounce back, because who was it? Michael Johnson and Greg Dortch looked great with Jacoby Brissett. And Arizona's saying that's who they want as their starter this year. They're probably going to draft a mid-round quarterback to learn behind Jacoby Brissett. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up.
Adam, what's happening in your town?
Well, Pirates sent Andy Rodriguez down to AAA. Paul Skeens got announced as the opening day starter. I was totally surprised by that one.
Oh yeah, it's shocking. Just like it's shocking that opening day Kubel's pitching.
No. Sidney Crosby came back in his return. Had a goal. Penguins up and down lately. Eric Carlson scored 2 goals in one game.
Wow, that is actually impressive.
Yeah. I like the signings the Steelers have done. Be nice if they just said Will Howard was going to start. It would probably put a lot of people at ease instead of worrying about this stupid Rodgers guy. I like the signings we did. We talked about them earlier. So, yeah, that's what's going on around here. Riverhounds are getting ready to start to defend their championship from last year into this year. So, I might probably try and go to a soccer game or two.
Nice.
Maybe I'll sit in the wild section behind the goal. I don't know yet. It's pretty wild back there. They don't sit down the whole time and they just scream and yell and blowing those stupid horns.
Gotcha.
Whatever that is. Yeah, so.
Adam, here's a question for you from Merle.
Oh man. Earl, how about like I want to say Permanis, but that's like the easy answer because that's just something everyone does here. It's like our signature sandwich. But I will ask. People were talking about this today, and that's funny. So I don't remember any of the restaurants they mentioned today, but I will get back to you next week on that because I know that they talked about some good restaurants around here.
So what's happening in my town? Let's see. The Bucks are trying to shut down Giannis. He's injured again, so they kind of want him to stop, but he doesn't want to.
Candy, look who's in the chat. It's J.I.
Oh my goodness. Hi, J.I.
He's alive. And well.
Nice.
J.I., I might have did that shaving the beard thing.
He looks like he's Jamie Malloy with a hat.
Oh, get the fuck out.
Yeah, I said it there. Now you can see it, not unsee it there, MDE.
This is normal baby to bedtime. Oh, that's
it's a good time to be watching sports stuff.
That's true. The Brewers
swearing on your show tonight, Candy. I don't like it.
What?
Jeremy got me swearing on your show tonight.
It's kind
Blame
of
Jeremy.
Not my fault. You got a potty mouth.
I do. I have a trucker mouth, but I'm a good guy. I just have a trucker mouth. But most people that swear are good people.
Yep.
Even though your husband would have kicked me off by now like 4 times.
Yeah, but
I did. I might have got away with it last week too, though.
Paul, yes, she is. Candy is from Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
Yes.
Milwaukee, as they say in.
And they did say that Jordan Love will be throwing out the first pitch at the Milwaukee Brewers opening day. They also are going to be playing a clip from a movie about Bob Uecker, and it's going to be like the first 20 minutes of the movie or so.
Are they playing Major League?
I'm sorry?
Major League clips? Just a bit outside.
No, they're going to do the better clip.
Paul, you're in
today and tomorrow is Die Hard night, where anybody alive the last time the Brewers won a World Series will get free entry into the stadium.
So, Paul, Waukesha, I'm actually from Menominee Falls, but most people don't know where that is. So I know right where Waukesha was. That was where my doctor used to be. So
funny story. I had to be in Milwaukee for doing computer repair, and I had to look up pool halls, and there's a great one in Waukesha, and I used to go there. And they had a tournament, and it was 10 ball. I never heard of it. So I said, oh, I'll play. He
Oh,
said,
what
you
the
ever
hell is
play it
that?
before? 10 ball's played like 9 ball, except you have to call the pocket like you do in 8 ball. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Like, if you're going to make the one, you got to say,
So every ball you need to call your pocket.
You got to call your pocket. Just the pocket. You don't have to call how many rails or a carom or something like that. You just have to say, I'm going to hit the one, and it's going to go here.
So if it ends up there by accident, and it's like, I called that.
It's exactly. Yeah. As long as it went in the pocket, you called.
That's awesome.
And you have to call if a combination lines up for the 10, you have to say you're going to play the combination of the lowest ball to the 10.
Shit.
Well, anyways,
I'd be very bad at this game, Jeremy.
There was 120 players, and it cost $25 for the entry fee. It cost $10 for the greens fee, so that was $35. And I made it to top 10. And I ended up walking out with $110.
Good job. At least it wasn't only top 3 paid.
Oh, top 3's good. That's all I got to say. 50% of whatever they take. Jeremy, play me in full. 100%, Earl. I would love to. I have a couple of pull sticks. One is a custom.
You're like Uncle Phil of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, aren't you?
I got a sneaky Pete. It ain't called Lucille, though.
Jeffrey, break out Lucille.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going with that.
And the other thing I would say is, yes, I know we talked about March Madness. I'm going to take it to the frozen side. I believe both Wisconsin men and women's team are in the NC2A on the frozen pond side of things.
Did he score that goal? Was that the Wisconsin kid that scored that goal?
Yeah. Yes.
Or it was like Gordie Howe, but or Bobby Orr, where it looked like he was falling and he hit it out of midair and batted it in.
Yes.
Are you a ranked player, like a tournament ranked player? Because the rankings start. The top players are AAA. That's the professionals. AA and single A are semi-pro. Then there's a double B plus, a double B. Then there's the regular B. Then there's a C plus, then a C. Then there's, you don't want to know D or below because that means you're either a beginner or awful.
Yeah, I'd be in the F category.
He'd be in the F category. They don't have an F category. It stops at D. You cannot be ranked.
I would create the category.
They would create a category for you? That's impressive.
And I would call it the F category. I might try and slip it in as 3 letters after that. You never know. I might get some more people involved in that one. I want to be in the F category.
What the F is that?
Jeremy, you have an awkward question out there. How do bra sizes compare to pool rankings?
It's just the opposite. In other words, the AAA is not a training bra.
Oh, shit.
Where did this all come from? Wow.
The question was asked. I just answered.
I know.
I can't wait. I get to finally meet Michael on Saturday for the draft.
Yeah. Yeah, he can't back out now. He's got to be on there. He's in it. I am so confused.
You asked the question, Michael. I don't understand. Samir, you're just a classic gentleman.
The only reason why I talk about tournament pool is I actually did it for 10 years out of my life. And I did it the worst year of my life. I was getting into my, I did a bunch of local stuff. I never got into the ranked tournaments like that. And the year my son passed, the same year I did, when he asked me that question, it just took me time to get mentally where I can do it. I was signed up for a big tournament. It was
we did. We did.
Yeah, we found our 10th. APA, good. In 8-ball, I'm a 6. In 9-ball, I'm a 7. He'll know what that means. But anyway.
Wait, Black Widow is a pool player, right?
Yes, Jeanette Lee. She still is.
Jeanette Lee, yes. I knew her.
She still is. She survived cancer, and she's finally getting her hair back.
Wait, AJ Lee does the Black Widow, and then there's a Black Widow pool player named AJ Lee?
Jeanette Lee.
Jeanette Lee.
She's amazing. I've met her.
Yeah, that's awesome. See, look, I remember a little bit. See, I used to be on ESPN.
So he knows I'm not a slouch if I'm a 7 as a 9-ball player and a 6 as an 8-ball player. Nice. But the bad part is the only thing I don't like about APA is even 8-ball is flop. If you hit your ball first and one of yours goes in, you get to keep shooting as long as it goes in first. I like the call ball and pocket leagues better, which is why I played those first. Because that's how I was taught. My dad was a pool player. My grandpa played pool. What is Samir rank?
What am I rank?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And pool.
Do you even play pool? Do you play pool, Samir?
I haven't played pool in a minute.
Like would you just play at the bar if they asked you to play or whatever?
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
Put it this way, my friends love it when I walk into the bar and somebody's been there kicking everybody's butt, taking their money. Yes, indeed, Jeremy.
Okay, guys. Anything else anybody wants to talk about? Otherwise, we're going to go around the room how people can get a hold of you.
Let's do it.
Going twice. Samir, how can people find you?
You can find me here on the show every Thursday night. You can find a lot of my articles on South Florida Tribune and the new Sideline Sports and Entertainment site that's just been recently relaunched. And you can find a lot of my content on Twitter at my X handles below ATL_Samir2401. You can find a lot of my articles there, a lot of my content there. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you guys next week.
Adam, how can we find you?
You can get me at Sports Tongue It on Twitter, Ad McNally on Facebook, Driving to the Top Productions on YouTube. I'm on a bunch of shows, usually 9 o'clock, and lately it's been Saturday through Thursday. So I think Sunday's the only Sunday, Friday, or no, sometimes they'll jump on with Jeremy on Friday, so I can't say that. But
yeah, one Friday out of the blue, he goes, "You got a show tonight?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Sure, you can hop on my Lions fan cave chat."
So, but yeah, so that's, you can get me at Driving to the Top Productions on YouTube, and that's usually where I show all the shows. My cousin Beth stopped by and said hi. First time I've seen her make a comment, so that was cool. That's awesome. Everybody have a good night, guys.
Thank you. I'm gonna go because I'm gonna let Jeremy end the show. So,
good.
South Florida Tribune Publishing Company published a book, Lessons from the Microphone: Tuning into the Enduring Wisdom of Visionary Leaders. It is written by my husband Scott, the Motor City Madmouth Morganrod.
Jeremy, are you faking like you're reading again? Hey, Tyler, what's up, buddy?
You missed what I did. It was great. Candy caught it, and I took her right out of her element because I sit there and I picked it up like it was upside down. And he goes, "Oh."
Jeremy, you see Tyler right there? You need a New England guy? That's your guy.
Hey, Migs. What teams does he follow? Boston and all?
No, just
Boston, New England.
He's a Pirates fan. He lives in New England. I used to work
New England and Pirates fan. Okay. Good. Get a hold of Adam. If you want to be a part of a Wednesday night show, I do an NFL show where I have fans of other teams.
And then I will say after the book, you can go to our website, www.southfloridatribune.com, where we have a plethora of great content, links for the book. Jeremy writes for us. Samir writes for us.
Adam does.
Adam doesn't. Scott writes. There's some of his interviews on there, of course. Go check out our YouTube channel.
Right below me.
If you see that red subscribe button.
Other side, Jeremy.
And you haven't, if you see it, that means you haven't subscribed to us. So please do so. Click it like a share us, and then turn your notifications on so you're notified every time we go live. You don't want to miss any of our shows or any of our videos. Definitely turn it on. And if you like to listen to podcasts, you can find us wherever you get your podcasts. If you want to advertise or be on our show or have topic ideas, you can always email us at southfloridatribune@gmail.com. With that being said, Jeremy, you can take us home and tell everybody how they can find you.
Well, you can find my writings on the southfloridatribune.com underneath the contributor writings out at the Motor City Tribune heading where I write about the Lions. You can find me right here on the South Florida Tribune channel every Thursday night on Fire Up with my wonderful host, Candy. You can also find me on my channel, which is KCB Sports Network. I made it simple because I'm starting to cover the other sports, but primarily the Lions. I do Lions Monday through Friday and a Friday night show about the Lions and an NFL show on Wednesday. I got my baseball show that Adam's a part of on Saturday nights, along with Boston Paul that's in the chat. And this week, MDE, you don't have a choice. You have to be a part of it because you're in the draft. And soon, as the playoffs start, and Samir, you'll be more than welcome because I'm going to figure out a night for it. I'm going to do a basketball show about the playoffs for the NBA, and I'm going to do NHL playoffs.
Yeah. Hopefully we're in it.
Yep. Hey, good luck to you. And good luck to us, because I'm sorry, missing Cade Cunningham. I expect us to beat teams like the Wizards, but we got some tough games coming up.
I gotcha.
Yeah, our fantasy baseball draft. We'll be doing it. Is it confirmed that the time will be live during the show now, or has he not figured that out yet? Yeah,
it's starting at 9 o'clock. He changed it.
Okay, fantastic. Go Blazers, now ahead of the Warriors. Hey, good job. Love it. Because if Steph Curry ever played defense, he could probably get MVP easier.
Copy that.
Fantastic, Earl. I would love that. Burton, Michigan. I have a couple pool halls right around me. Even got this one that's conveniently named Earl's Place. Seriously, there's one about 5 miles away from me called Earl's Place. There's no D in Steph. Yeah, that's what she said.
Jesus Christ. What do we get?
Jeremy, you want to close us out?
Try every day to be a better person than you were the day before, because that's the only way to make the world a better place, unless you're talking crap in sports, because it's fun.
Oh, wow. So Gonzaga is only down by 6. I mean, only up by 6 against Kennesaw State at halftime.
Ooh, Kennesaw State.
And Georgia is losing to St. Louis 55-32.
With that being said, everybody enjoy all that March Madness. We're going to sign off, but thanks all for being in the chat room tonight. It was really engaging and hilarious at times. Thanks, everybody. Have a good weekend. Enjoy the draft.